Hello, everyone. I believe we are live now. We still have like 2 minutes till everyone can join. We're broadcasting on 3 different locations right now on YouTube, on Facebook, on Instagram. So, whatever you're watching us, please do send your comments. Okay, I just checked that Instagram is working. My team, whoever is watching the Instagram account, please let me know if everything is okay there. It's the only platform I'm not sure about, but everyone else, welcome to our presentation. Today, we're talking about Canada, New Zealand, and the United Kingdom as your study abroad options. What will be the best option for you specifically? I'm going to give you very detailed information on each country, their immigration policies, as much as I'm allowed to, of course, considering that every country has their own regulations in terms of immigration rules, how you can spread that information, etc., etc. However, during my presentation, I encourage you to please do comment, send me your questions, interact with me, talk to me, ask me whatever bothers you at this particular moment. And I'm just going to keep an eye on my phone just to make sure that everything is okay. And my team, please do let me know if anything is not working properly or right. I'm looking at Telegram, so please go ahead. All right, and I'll start sharing my screen with you right now. I hope you can all see my presentation. Please do comment if you can clearly see it. It's all good to go. If there are any problems, if you can't see something, you can't hear me, please do let me know. I'll be happy to adjust something if it's needed. All right, so let's begin then. Welcome everyone. If you can please comment where you're watching us from and on what platform, on Facebook, on YouTube, or on Instagram, that would be fantastic. All right, and I'll start presenting. So I do hope everyone can see my presentation clearly. All good, thank you, Rashmi, fantastic. So I'll begin. So today, as I've already mentioned, we're talking about 3 countries. How are they different? They're super, super popular among international students. Today with my team, Top 5 Programs, we were talking about actually the popularity of these countries, that they're so popular among international students that they're actually quite competitive, to be honest with you. And if you want to study at one of those countries, even if you have money, it doesn't guarantee that you'll get a place, that you'll get a visa, and of course, that you will be able to stay there afterwards. Of course, there are many, many things involved into the process of how to choose a study abroad program. But today, I will do my best to give you an overview of all of those 3 countries and explain what are the positives and what are the negatives of each particular country. And please, in the meantime, do ask me questions. And if there are any specific things you want to learn about one of those countries or 3 countries in specific, let me know. So I'll begin. So my name is Nady. I'm the founder of Top 5 Programs. We're the first company of its kind. We are not a study abroad agency. We are more of a consulting agency where we help people make conscious decisions about their study abroad choices. So we're not affiliated with any universities or study abroad programs. We're actually affiliated with everyone. So we know all the options out there in the world, and we can find the best option for you, no matter if it should be free, you're ready to pay for it. We're the people who go into very, very deep research and find the best options for you. And today I'm going to talk a little bit about that as well. So let's get straight to the point. I know you all have not much time. So these are the 3 pictures, and it looks like it could be one country. Because for sure, Canada, New Zealand, and the United Kingdom, they all have a lot in common, as you can imagine. The nature is fantastic. The people are very friendly and welcoming. Of course, someone might argue with me. In the UK, people do tend to be a little bit straightforward sometimes. But of course, we all love Britain, and we love the people who live there. The same about New Zealand and Canada. I think you've probably heard that Canadians are considered to be one of the politest people in the world. And if we're talking about New Zealand, the same. It's a very nicely, very friendly, very laid back culture out there. So, and the nature itself, like I've already mentioned, is fantastic. If you want to study in one of those countries and you have an opportunity to visit them before you start your education, that would be my first recommendation, how to make the right choice if you're comparing these three options. Canadians are very friendly. Yes, yes, yes. As fuck. I hope I pronounced your name right. I totally agree with you. Canadians are very friendly, and the same about UK and New Zealand. People are normally tend to be very nice. Of course, Canada and New Zealand, if we're talking about them in terms of lifestyle, they are more rural. They are more outdoorsy people. Hiking is a big thing there. When we're talking about the UK, of course, we're thinking about big cities like London, Manchester, and their life it's a little bit different. It's just different lifestyles and what you can expect from those countries. So those aspects, they're also super important for you. So when you're considering country, do remember about those things, that it's not just about the studies, it's also about the surroundings, where you are going to live, what you're going to see every day. Will people like you? Will people be actually willing to communicate with you and support you? Of course, there is a lot needs to be done on our side, right, to get that support from the locals. But definitely, that's one thing for sure I recommend you to consider when you're making a choice. The first biggest difference, if we're comparing these three countries, the first big difference is, of course, the population. Hi, Fariha. Yeah, I hope I pronounced everyone's name right. If I'm not, please do let me know. Very glad to see all of you here. Do let us know where you guys are watching us from. So coming back to the population numbers. So if you can see, I'm sure you all know what the world map looks like. So Canada, UK, and New Zealand, they're all have different population numbers. And Canada, you would think that this is, such a big country, right? And they would probably have a lot of people living there, but it's not the case. They have roughly 38 million people. It's actually 37 point something, but it is 38 million people. And I'm taking actually, a little bit advanced number. And it's a huge territory. You know how big Canada is, and most of it, like you can actually live there. And UK, on the other hand, has 67 million people, and it's actually smaller than New Zealand. I know that there is a misconception that New Zealand is much smaller than anything else on this world because of its size on the map, but actually it's not. It's bigger than the UK a little bit, but it is, like you can see it here on the screen. And it has only 5 million people living there. Of course, New Zealand is just a little bit like further away from everyone else, and that's the problem. But in general, this is the reality. That's what you should also consider when you're choosing a study abroad country. So what it's going to be like. And the bigger the number of the people living there, of course, the more competitive the job market is. And you should definitely understand that, because all these three countries, they have really high quality of life, and their businesses are growing. They do have a lot of private investments coming into the countries, all that kind of stuff that's really attractive about those countries. But you should remember how many people are going to compete for the same job with you. Where will you get more chances? That's also a very, very important thing to consider when you're thinking about a country. I'm going to show you something. So I'm going to share with you another screen right now. So just give me a second, please. I hope most of you know what OCD is. And this is a great tool pretty much for anyone who is considering like, where should I go next if I want to study abroad and I actually consider living in the country where I'm going to study. And this is often the case when people choose UK, New Zealand, or Canada. You should definitely go to that website, OECD. It's Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development. And it has all this amazing data that will actually show you the real picture. Not what your study abroad agents tell you, but the real picture, what's going on in the country. So for example, here we have Canada. It's like a job strategy dashboard. And you can see what's going on in the country. So that's employment rate, which is not bad. OECD kind of, what they have is 72.1, the average number, and Canada is above that. Unemployment rate, broad labor, all those kind of stuff. So you can, please, I encourage you to check all that out because that's important data. Another thing I want to show you, which is actually even more important, just give me a second. I'm going to share another slide with you. So OECD, for sure, do check that out, because whatever people tell you about the country, it might not be the case. You need to check it yourself. So this is my favorite Better Life Index analysis. So here you can choose what's important to you in terms of like what actually matters to you. You can compare countries only by job opportunities, by the income, by the housing, by health, by safety, all those different aspects. You can just play around with them. For example, if I don't care about education, which I do, of course, this is how, slightly the rankings might change, etc. And what do we see here? So the Better Life Index, Canada, doing fantastic. As we can see, health, life satisfaction, safety, work-life balance are fantastic. Community, income is not that great, but still very good. Then we have, where is our wonderful United Kingdom? Here it is. Again, the same. So you can compare, in what aspects United Kingdom is better than New Zealand or Canada, etc., etc. So what of those aspects are more important to you? And then we have, New Zealand. Here it is. So as you can see, all three countries have really high ranks in the Better Life Index, which is a great indicator already. But do look at this, go on this website, OECD Better Life Index, and do check this information, because this is also the things that people miss out when they normally decide on the actual country where they're going to study, but they are crucial. They're actually super, super important. Okay, and there is the last thing I want to show you from OECD as well, just to make sure that you know about this. And again, I encourage you to do check that out. Okay, so this is country comparison by GDP per capita, so gross domestic product. So basically, it's not really the indicator of how good the economy is doing, but it does reflect the certain things, and it's probably the easiest way to understand what's going on. And as you can see, I mean, the things are okay for all the countries, pretty much, but of course, some are doing better than others. So please, again, do consider that. All that data will give you a better understanding of where you will actually be able to find a job upon graduation, where you have more chances. And this is give you like this, and all this information OECD will give you a broader view on the job market, on the economy, on what's going on, what's the cost of life, etc., etc. These are all important things. And quite often when you apply for a visa officers want to hear from you that you've done that research and you understand where you're going, what you're doing, you've done your research. And this is what research is about. Please, I encourage you again to do it yourself, not just rely on your study abroad agents if you have any, or even if you work with us, with Top 5, we will do this research for you and we will provide you with all this data. But please do double check, always double check the information you're getting. It's in the end about your life, and that's super, super important. All right, so I'm coming back to my presentation. So OECD, I hope you've all written that down and you will do double check everything I've showed you today. Immigration opportunities. All these three countries, they do have fantastic immigration opportunities on paper. What does it mean? It means that theoretically, yes, you can stay there upon graduation, unless You, for example, apply for Chevening Scholarship in the UK that covers your tuition fees, covers your living expenses, but it has a certain requirement that you need to leave UK upon graduation. And you cannot accept any employment in the UK for the 2 years upon graduation. So those are the things to consider. That yes, there are amazing options if you want to get high quality education and an opportunity to get some work experience in those countries or actually stay there afterwards. They're all English speaking countries, which are, it's, trust me, it's important. If you're not interested in learning any more languages like French or German, this is an important factor, trust me, because you will feel much more comfortable. Like I have clients, for example, with Top 5 who want to go to Norway, and it's a fantastic opportunity. Norway is offering free education for international students most of the time. And why not? But I always tell them that, guys, if you want to stay in Norway, try to find, try your luck and find a job in Norway. You will need to learn Norwegian. You'll need to assimilate in the society. You'll have to adapt and learn the local language. Are you ready for that? Be honest with yourself. So normally, since most of the people are learning English as their second, or if sometimes it's even their first language, those things are important to remember. And yes, education is expensive. You do need to have some money. You do need to take a loan to afford that education. And yes, for international students, education in Canada, the UK, and New Zealand is more expensive than for locals. But to be honest with you, I was thinking about it a lot because, of course, I have a lot of clients. I have a lot of international students from all across the globe. And it is true that people just, they feel, why, as an international student, should they pay more? The thing is that those countries are really popular. The demand is actually amazing. So, there's so many people who want to go and study in those countries and stay afterwards. Of course, try again to find a job. So the countries, of course, this is the strategy. They have to come up with a solution how to kind of filter out the number of people who will be going into the country. So yes, it costs money. And yes, there are scholarships, and they're really good scholarships, especially for master's programs. So please always do check out the opportunities, how you can get a discount, how you can get some even a scholarship, maybe even full scholarship. Not everyone will get it, but it doesn't hurt asking, right? So do make sure that you do, again, know all the opportunities, what you can get out of your education, and how you can optimize the cost to the maximum. Even if you go to study in those relatively expensive countries, it is true. Okay, so let's continue to the next slide. And now I'm going to tell you a little bit into detail about each country, about their immigration kind of peculiarities and what you can expect. In the United Kingdom, as you all know, like this year, we were very, very happy because the United Kingdom returned the post-study work rights. I mean, they had them, but now it's 2 to 3 years, and it used to be I don't even remember, 3 or 6 months. So now, of course, you have a longer period of time for yourself to stay in the United Kingdom and to look for a job, which is amazing, of course. You can still work part-time while you're studying and full-time during your vacation time. And you can bring your partner if you're going for a master's program or for a PhD. And after master's program, you're eligible, or bachelor's program, you're eligible for a 2-year post-study work visa. And PhD will grant you a 3-year work visa, which is, again, amazing. So all the opportunities are there. The only thing you need to really do your work to find a job there. And yes, the United Kingdom is not cheap. And as we remember, there are many people already, many people from all across the globe. And it is kind of a land of opportunities in Europe. This is true, though now it's not a part of the European Union. And of course, things are going to be different, and no one knows for sure like how the Brexit will affect the economy, what's going to happen. But actually, they introduced these rules and they returned the post-study work rights because they believe that foreigners will bring like additional boost to the economy and will make it better for local businesses to grow and thrive, even without all the benefits of the European Union that they used to have. So basically, I know that like the biggest question I normally get when we recommend people to go to the United Kingdom is actually, will I get a job there? And it is tricky because I'll show you some websites you should definitely go check out at the end of my presentation and see like what are the prospects for your particular job, because of course in different sectors the situation is different. If we're talking about like nurses, of course, teachers, of course, so there is a certain list of professions that are in shortage in the United Kingdom and pretty much everywhere else in the world. So do keep an eye on that list. But if you are not planning to become a nurse, for example, you don't have to. Look for some other options. Like, again, I will emphasize this. Don't just rely on one factor when you're choosing a study abroad destination and program. You need to consider several factors. And again, at the end of my presentation, I'm going to show you a wonderful ikigai that you should follow to make the right decision about your study abroad program. Okay, any questions about the UK? Please do go ahead and ask me a question about the UK if you have any questions. In the meantime, I'm going to check out our Instagram if, it's okay there, what's going there. So, yes, I see that on Instagram, the presentation is going. It's not that well adjusted, but okay. So if you have any questions about the UK, specifically about your case, for example, please go ahead and ask them in the comment section. I believe I should be able to see that comment if you're commenting on Facebook or YouTube. If you're commenting on Instagram, unfortunately, I'll not be able to see that. Okay. Has the PR rules changed in the UK? No, they haven't changed. So pretty much, as far as I know, of course, you need to double check always with the Home Office website and the authorized advisors. But as far as I know, once you study, you get a 2-year or 3-year post-study work visa. And then to get a PR, you need to work and live in the UK for at least 5 years. You do that, then you get your PR, and then this is the pathway to your passport. And now I know that if you after the 2 years of your post-study work visa, you want to open a business, you can do that. There is a special visa for that. So if you are an entrepreneur, you can also consider options and then prolong the visa. So there are different ways how you can get the PR and what kind of visa you can get after getting your post-study work rights. All right. So then let's proceed to the next slide. If you have any more questions, and I hope I've answered your question about the PR, please do let me know. Again, send a message, comment, whatever is easier for you. All right, Canada, the land of polite people. And maple syrup, of course. I hope you like, guys, maple syrup. So basically, job opportunities for management field in UK. It's not. Yeah, Ariane, honestly, management programs don't guarantee you jobs anywhere in the world. It's, no matter where you go, UK, Canada, New Zealand, because most of the people get management, and that's the problem. So I would recommend you to go with a specific strand in management, for example, or get a very strong reasoning why you're going to be a great manager and what exactly you're going to do. So I would work a little bit on the actual program that you're choosing. I'm not recommending going just with management because it doesn't make you competitive, and it's a new country. If you want to stay there and work there, you need to be a little bit more competitive, for sure. I'm an engineering student. If I intend to look for a job in abroad, do I have to complete a certain degree in that country? You can always try to apply for different, open positions all across the globe, like Amazon, Google, those big international companies that are hiring all across the globe. And if they find you an interesting candidate, they will, of course, to hire you even without any foreign degree, and you can go and work abroad. But of course, if it doesn't work for you, then studying abroad would be the easiest way to get a job abroad, because once you study abroad, you get a local qualification and you get post-study work rights. Not everywhere, but the countries we're talking about today, yes, you will get. You may get the post-study work rights. So it really depends on your whatever you're actually looking for in the future. All right, so let's continue. I hope I've answered your questions. If not, again, please do let me know in the comment section. I will be looking at it. All right, so Canada. Canada, what's good about Canada is that it's a huge land. They are openly saying that they are inviting immigrants. The whole policy is immigrant friendly, which is amazing. And I know that a lot of you would like to go to Canada. The education in life is cheaper than in the UK, especially if we're talking about London. You can work part-time, 20 hours, no problems. During holidays, 40 hours. You can bring your partner, and upon graduation, if you study for a year, you will get a 1-year post-study work visa. If you study for 2 years, you will get a 3-year post-study work visa, which is amazing. Who doesn't agree with that? I don't know. So basically, when we're talking about the UK, and I was talking about the job market, that yes, there are some difficulties. We're talking about Canada. The biggest challenge is to get a visa, to be honest with you. So visas are not that easy to get, especially if you have a very long gap between studies and if you're over 35. Those are the challenges. So you have to be a genuine student, like in all those countries. But with Canada, specifically, I know that it's not that straightforward of getting a visa if you're not a fresh graduate, for example. So there might be some challenges in terms of that, but it's definitely a wonderful country. There are so many opportunities besides studies to move to Canada. And we do have partners in Canada, if you're interested, who are helping with local jobs. If we're talking about, if you're a baker, for example, we can look into that. So basically, there are different options, to be honest with you, in Canada. But yes, visa-wise, when we're talking to our clients and we're assessing their chances of getting a visa, we're very honest and straightforward about this. We're always telling you that, this is the realistic picture. If you want to try, we're happy to support. These are also the other options that you can consider. So since we're not affiliated with any university or college, we're not selling the programs to anyone. We're actually giving you the best solution. All right. So which country is best to make masters in hospitality management, tourism management? A very good question. We're talking about all these 3 countries. I would recommend you New Zealand or Canada, because these countries have a massive tourism, touristic sector of the economy, if I can say so. So there are many tourists, of course, not right now. We're not talking about the current COVID times. But in general, they do. It's just the nature is amazing. A lot of New Zealand, a lot of people go there just to see the Lord of the Rings scene. So those 2 countries, and in New Zealand, there is a fantastic school where you actually studying in a hotel and you're working there while studying. So you get placement, you actually get paid, and then you get a recommendation for their work search, which is amazing. So I would recommend those 2 countries, to be honest with you, if we're talking about hospitality. And Canada as well. Canada is offering also fantastic opportunities in terms of hospitality management. They do have some really high quality programs and also placement opportunities. Okay, I'm currently studying in management. Please recommend me. Yeah, Fariha, again, I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing your name wrong. Please do send us a message on Top 5 Programs, Instagram, Facebook. I see you're watching us on Facebook, so do go ahead and send us a message. My colleague Rashmi will be in touch with you shortly. We will do an assessment and we will let you know what programs are best for you. Maybe you shouldn't study on the management. Maybe you should go somewhere else. if we're talking about the next degree abroad. And Salu, please also do send us a message. Again, we will be happy to provide you with your individual list of top 5 programs. And everyone else, please do that. We will be happy to assist you. Okay, which are the best universities for study masters in structure in civil engineering in Canada? This is a very good question. Again, I can't tell you specifically, go to this university or that university. I'm not giving any names because before telling you, I want to know your case. I want to know your budget, because the best university for you will be not the best university for me. So if you can kindly send us information on Facebook or Instagram, whatever is more comfortable for you, and describe what you've already studied, what your approximate budget is, what you're expecting, and we will send you the best options. Okay. I do agree with you, but isn't the UK best tourist country among the others? Good question. I would argue with that, honestly, because we've done I just had a client for tourism management, and we've done some research, and actually the best salaries and the best job opportunities are not in the UK in tourism. It's New Zealand, Australia. So that's the way it is. That's why I'm telling you, this is your assumptions. Do the research. The assumptions might be very misleading. So we always do the research before recommending something. Okay, could you please let us know the opportunities for health information management and health informatics in UK, Canada, and New Zealand for international students? Yes, of course, Nidhi. There are many, many opportunities in those countries. You can study health, like from different angles. So if we're talking about the program-wise, again, please do send us messages. We will be sending you the specific programs. We never recommend programs in general because, again, our philosophy is the best program for you is going to be, different from everyone else, what everyone else needs. But there are so many opportunities. I can tell you that the UK right now is very competitive. A lot of people want to go there to study health management. Canada as well, quite popular in terms of that, but I would say less popular. And New Zealand, it used to be very popular before they closed the borders. So we're waiting for them to open the borders in February, and hopefully you'll be able to go there if it's your choice. So again, please do send us messages. Go ahead. My colleagues Rashmi and Zareen will be assisting you shortly because we will prepare the list of your individual best programs. This is very, very important. All right, so about Canada, I think I'm more or less done with that. Again, if you have any specific questions about Canada and their system of education, do go ahead. You can study their 2-year programs, 1-year program. You don't have to go for a master's degree. There are many, many opportunities. The same as in New Zealand. So New Zealand, it's a little bit more expensive than Canada, let's face it, it's true. And it's a little bit far away from everyone else. But we are a New Zealand-based company. If you don't know, guys, we're registered in New Zealand. We have our head office in New Zealand, but we are working all across the globe. Our team, top 5 programs, we're spread all across the globe. We have a team in India, in Bangladesh, I'm based in Colombia. We have a very big team in Russia, in New Zealand, of course. So we're all across the globe, but New Zealand is, of course, our a little bit more favorite country, but it doesn't mean that we recommend New Zealand everyone. Of course not. It's not going to work for everyone, first of all. But the good things about New Zealand, besides the fact that, yes, you can bring your partner for master's, PhD studies, and for some postgraduate programs as well, level 8, if they're on the shortage list. And you can work part-time and full-time during your vacation time, and your partner can work. And you do get a good 3-year visa if you finish a master's program there or a bachelor's, for example. The things about New Zealand, that the cost of living is very high because the minimum wage is very high. Students love that because once they find a part-time job, of course, they feel more comfortable and they can cover their daily costs. So New Zealand, the good thing about it that there are not that many people yet, just 5 million, and the size of the UK, a little bit more even. And to be honest, there are just more opportunities for you. So if you want a safe place, a safe spot, but you do understand that it is far away, I would recommend to go to New Zealand. And quite often, to be honest with you, many people who get declined by Canada or UK go to New Zealand, end up there. So New Zealand, we do understand its throwbacks, but at the same time, the country, you know, the nature and everything is fantastic. So just to summarize, I would say that with the UK, we do have some questions about the job market. With Canada, visas are not that easy to get sometimes, and New Zealand, just, you know, the fact that it's far away. So these are the most important throwbacks I would highlight in each particular country, and which of them is, you know, bothers you most out of this. Like, this is the country you should definitely not even consider at this point of time. All right, before I'm looking into your questions, thank you a lot for asking all these questions. I really appreciate your engagement, and I'll definitely reply. I just want to share with you some really important websites. So please do check them out, because these are the websites that will give you information about the job situation in different countries. So careers.gov.nz is a fantastic website where you can search for different professions and see what's actually going with those professions. Like, you know, like I actually, is the job market doing well in that particular profession. Indeed.com for the UK, National Career Service.gov.uk, again for the UK. For Canada, go to canada.ca, because it's for everything, to be honest. This is the website they use for everything. You can assess your profession, a lot of different things. It's an amazing tool. Home Office for Immigration of the UK, immigration.gov.nz for New Zealand immigration information. Of course, our Instagram account and Facebook, where you can get just some updates and information regarding all those countries and what's going on there. So please do check out those resources and make sure that you know what's going on in your job. Okay, before I explain what you are seeing here on the screen, let me look at your comments. Thank you a lot for asking so many questions. Okay. Engineering management, again, it depends on what kind of engineering you want to study and where you will get more job opportunities. I would say maybe Canada and UK would be a better option for you. But again, we need to look into your case and, you know, what besides the field of studies you have behind you. Which programs are available for postgraduate programs for automotive related? I don't really understand the question. Could you kindly maybe clarify what you mean by that? I have completed my undergrad degree of 3 years, and Canada's eligibility for master's is a 4-year degree, right? Not always, Salu. We will check for you, because, I mean, if you want to go for a master's, if you want to go like for a certificate program, there can be different rules. So the number of credits, that's what's important. So we will need to double check that for you when we're looking for the program options. Is job opportunities are better in Canada after doing masters in structural engineering? Normally, yes. You would want to go to the country where, you know, things are still in development. And I would say Canada and New Zealand would be better options in terms of that. However, it's my assumption right now. So if you send us a message and we get you a top 5 list of programs, we will do a proper research for you, and we will tell you exactly where and how much you will be earning as a civil engineer, approximately, of course, like what the job market looks like, and where you have more opportunities to find a job. Any job opportunities for teaching in New Zealand, or amazing job opportunities for teaching in New Zealand? There are not enough teachers. So if you want to be a teacher in New Zealand, I would definitely encourage you to go for this. It's a good country to be a teacher in. Screen is not clear. Please increase the font size. Oh, I'm sorry about that. Thank you for mentioning that. I guess I can't do much right now, but next time we will do that. Thank you so much for mentioning this, and I'm sorry for making it not clear for you. Okay, how much stay back do we have postmasters in New Zealand? Postmasters, 3 years, which is amazing. All right. So answered most of your questions. So please do continue, send me your questions. I'm getting from Facebook and YouTube, not getting from Instagram, but do continue, send me your messages. We'll be happy to cover all the points here. What you see on the screen, is a fantastic method to choose anything in your life, your profession, your country, even your partner, anything. It's a Japanese philosophy, ikigai, and we're using it in top 5 when we're choosing your best top 5 programs abroad. So we don't just consider your budget or your previous academic and professional experience. We're also considering things actually what you would love to do in your life, what you are good at, and what the countries need. So if we're talking about engineers, for example, construction engineers, before giving you a list of options of your top 5 programs abroad, we will look into the job markets in different countries, and we will tell you, okay, this is a good country for you, and this is why we searched for specific programs there, and this is not a good country for you, and this is why we're not offering you programs there, because you probably will not be able to find anything there. Or maybe considering, if we're taking your prospects and plus your budget, then we will consider other countries, and we will tell you, okay, after studying here, you will be able to work anywhere else in the world because the education is so good, etc., etc. So we don't just take one factor, and like many study abroad agents do, they just have a list of schools they're working with or the list of countries they're working with, and they can't recommend you anything else. We're going one step ahead in terms of that. We're always considering you're the center, and then everything else around you, right? So what will be the best option for you? That's why we charge for our services. We don't charge much for the type of services we're providing. I'm going to share our website screen. Just give me a second so that you can see our prices. And you can pay, you can split the payment, for example, and you can pay 50% before and 50% after. So basically, you can get a $50 or $100 report. But trust me, it's going to be like if you get a $100 report, you're getting 50 pages, very detailed information on each program, on each country, and even the job market outlook. If you're getting a $50, you're getting just a comparison of programs and the job market outlook. But we're including everything, every available scholarship for you, everything in terms of how you can optimize your costs. And so far, the reviews that we're receiving are fantastic. People really do understand much better and feel more sure that the choice that they're making is actually right. Okay, this is just a little bit. Any full free scholarships are available for honors? Yes, there are some options in some countries where you can get a full scholarship. Again, if we're talking about New Zealand, Canada, and UK, there are not that many options, but we can also always look into them and see if you're eligible or not, and what you need to improve in your case if you want to get that scholarship. We like to say about ourselves as a student friend, because we do really take care of you, and we do consider many, many options for you. Okay, so I'm going to come back to my presentation. So even if you don't use our services, you say, okay, I do it myself, which is going to be way more difficult, and you'll probably spend hundreds of hours on the research. You can do it, of course, but then please use that table. It will help you a lot. But if you do it with us, trust me, the journey will be very, very pleasant. And I myself will be involved a lot in your case, and my colleagues, Rashmi and Zareen. So please do send us a message. We will be happy to assess your case. Which country is offering a good scholarship? If we're talking about these three, then the UK would probably be the country with the, I would say, widest range of scholarships. But if we're talking about other countries in Europe, there is Germany, Sweden, Norway, Czech Republic. They do have some really good or almost free options for studies. All right. And my next slide, so that's just a little bit about our company top 5, which I already told you about, so you know that. And it's very easy to find us. Please do screen, take a photo of this QR code, and you will end up being on our website. And also my colleague Rashmi, I see on Facebook, she's sending you messages in terms of the links that you can follow to get on our website. YouTube friends, we will also, if you go to our YouTube profile, you'll also see our link to the website, or please do just scan this QR code, and we'll be happy to get in touch with you. All right, so this is it for me today. I'll be happy to answer all your questions. Go ahead. This is now just Q&A time, so please go ahead. There are not that many chances when we can talk like this and discuss your cases. But please do send us messages on Facebook, on YouTube, on Instagram, whenever you feel more comfortable. On the website, we have a form there which you can use to get in touch with us. We will be talking to you very shortly. We are very fast in terms of replying, so please do that. Okay, and by the way, one more thing. We have a special discount for everyone who is with us today. I'm not giving you the promo code name, so please do contact us, and then in the personal messages, we're going to share with you the promo code that you can use as today's webinar's viewer. Okay. Third-year student doing a post-industrial engineering abroad. What else do I need to prepare for before applying, no matter which country it is? I very much prefer Canada if it's possible. Of course, your personal opinions to keep yourself prepared before graduating. Please let me know which country offers much scholarship opportunities. So again, please get in touch with us. What you've mentioned, that's a very good point. Before graduating, it's very important to understand what test you're going to take to apply for the program of your dream, for your best program. And then you start preparing for the test. Then if you're applying also for a scholarship, it will be good to get some volunteering experience. It will be good to do some sport activities or something else, depending on what matters to your particular college or university where you're applying for. So basically, we always assess those things and we will let you know. Again, in terms of scholarships, if we're talking about these three countries, UK is probably offering the widest range of scholarships. There are many opportunities you can apply for at universities, and there are different funds that support students from all across the globe. If we're talking about other countries, again, like, are you going to learn another language? Because there are fantastic programs in engineering, for example, in Germany or in France, which are super affordable. So it all depends really on your how far you're willing to go abroad, into what country. Because if your budget is okay, then you don't need to do much in terms of just really prepare for the exams and do well. If your budget is limited, then there are additional things you need to do it's either money or time. So if you have money, you don't need to invest that much time. If you don't have the money needed, you will need to invest some time in order to get the proper case done and to apply for the program of your dream. I hope I've answered your question. Of course, it's very difficult to give you details, but we will be happy as fuck to talk to you, to give you advice. And again, my colleague Rashmi will be happy to assist you. I'll be happy to assist you. Just drop us a message, please. We will share the discount with you, and you can get one of our top 5 program options. And we will include all the scholarships in all the free programs if that's what you are interested in. Thank you very much. Thank you for watching. So Rob, thank you for coming today. I really appreciate that you've spent some time with me today. That's very valuable these days. What the required information for full free scholarship? So again, it depends on your case, but normally if we're talking about full scholarships, it depends on the scholarship requirements. But normally what they want to see proactive people, smart, proactive people. So you need to prove that you've already done something for your community that will represent you as a fantastic candidate for the future. So you do need to have a very strong portfolio, very strong case. And again, we can assess your current case and let you know what needs to be improved, what needs to be added to your case to make it even better and more eligible for a specific scholarship. But the easiest thing you can start with, of course, keep your GPA as high as possible and be active. Do participate in volunteering opportunities. Do help your community. It doesn't have to be something big. It can be something very small, but it will show you as a proactive person. Okay. I have understood about postgraduate diploma courses, but isn't the master's hold more job opportunities? Not always, Salu, not always. Unfortunately, masters sometimes for some job markets, you might be considered as overqualified. So I wouldn't recommend to go for masters in some cases. But yes, if we're talking about, for example, big data, if you have a master's program in big data, it's good. Master's degree, sorry. It's not a bad idea because this is the qualification that will help you achieve more in that profession. But neither in management, master's, or postgraduate, I would recommend a postgrad. What are the chances of getting scholarship Canadian universities in Manchester? Thank you. Very low, to be honest. Canadian universities don't offer that many scholarships, and they might give you some discounts. That might be the option, but I wouldn't have any high hopes on getting a full scholarship, for example. Contacting your team. I'll be gladly looking forward to contacting you. Thank you, Asfak. We'll be happy to assist you. Please do contact us today or tomorrow. Today is better so that you don't forget. And my team and I myself will take a good care of you. Thanks a lot. Thank you, Arfat, for joining us today. So I'm Indian and I did undergraduate MBBS. Do I need to clear my MCI? Let's talk about this because we need to know what program you're applying for, and we need to, know exactly, besides your studies, what else you're looking for. So please do send us a message, Vijeta. I hope I pronounced it correct, and I'll be happy to answer. All right, so I believe that's it for the questions for today. As a reminder, do send us a message on Facebook, via email, on Instagram, wherever you feel more comfortable with. And first of all, you will get a discount from us. And secondly, of course, we will assess your case. We will see what you already have, and we will advise you on the next steps, what kind of top 5 programs will be best for you, no matter what you want to study. And if you're, still have problems in deciding, should I study management or should I study something else, we can also help you with that. So get in touch with us. I'm looking forward to working with all of you who watched us today. Thank you, and please do send us messages whenever you need some additional advice or anything else. And do share this video. It will be recorded on YouTube and Facebook with your friends if you think that someone else might need that. Of course, we will be happy to help as many people as possible. All right, so that's it for today. Again, have a lovely evening or the rest of the day. Like for me, the day has just started. And I'm very happy that I've started my day with you guys. You're an amazing audience. Thank you a lot. All right, bye-bye.